Hello and welcome back. Eddie Radosovich, George Stoya here from the SoonerScoop.com studios. Welcome back and happy early National Signing Day to you out there. Over the last couple days, we've had a chance, George and I had a chance to sit down with a number of the Oklahoma 2024 commitments, now signees. I never know what to officially these guys are signees today.
Yep.
But it was really good to catch up with a number of these guys, a bunch of these guys that we had talked to before, and a couple others that we really hadn't ever had any exposure to.
Yeah, I think we talked to 13 guys in total, from Danny Okoye, who was just fantastic to talk to, Davon Mitchell, Mykel Patterson-McDonald, Brendan Zurbrugg. So the list goes on and on. Great to hear from them. Asked them some, very, interesting questions. Why Oklahoma, their relationships with some of the coaching staff, what to expect from them in their freshman years. A lot of them have some pretty big goals going in their freshman season. So it was great to catch up with a large chunk of the class, almost half the class, and kind of hear their perspectives about what they expect coming to Oklahoma.
Yeah, from Daniel Akinkunmi to, as you said, Daniel or Danny Okoye.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun to catch up with these guys. I think that, one of the things that certainly jumps off the page to me, at least, George, is just the relationships that, Brent Venables or Bill Beatembo or, any of these coaches, Emmet Jones. I know you talked to some of these, the wide receivers. It seems that was one of the first things that they talked about was their relationship with Emmet Jones, talking to KJ Daniels. So it was a lot of fun to talk to some of these guys, and even somebody like a Brendan Zurbrugg that I don't think that like a whole lot of people know about because of Mike Hawkins and everything that he comes with, being more of a regional guy. It was it's kind of interesting. It's fun to talk to some of these guys on obviously is a monumental day and a monumental moment for them in their lives.
Yeah, it's huge for them, and kind of hearing them kind of say like the relief and already looking forward to a lot of these guys are going to be early enrollees. They're going to be on campus here in the next few weeks. I mean, a couple of them might even be practicing in the bowl game practices leading up to the game against Arizona. So to hear from them, their excitement, I thought it was a lot of fun hearing from some of the guys that maybe have been a part of the class for a while. I mean, think of a James Nesta who's been committed for some time now, going to play two sports. Hearing his perspective, his mom
had a great moment with
crashed our interview, which was awesome. So you guys will enjoy that. But it was great just hearing from all of them, and again, kind of just getting to know them a little bit more as they officially become Sooners.
And I think it was something that we talked about last year as well. Just in terms of, really good speakers. You can tell that there is a particular type of guy that, Brent Venables and this current culture is looking for. And it seems
they may not always say the most, right? Like sometimes they don't give the longest answers, but they're all very articulate.
Right.
And you can tell how much they love the University of Oklahoma. I think that was very evident in a lot of these interviews, and how much they, like you said, the coaching staff. A lot of them talked about how close they are with either their position coach, but even Brent. I mean, a lot of these guys were talking about how close they are with Brent Venables.
And it was good to catch up with a number of the defensive linemen that, are going to be part of this class that Josh has talked about before right here on the SoonerScoop.com YouTube page, just in terms of, how important that is moving into the SEC and how important that position group is just overall. I mean, you're talking about maybe one of the better classes that Oklahoma's brought in the last 20 years. So without further ado, here's our conversation or conversations with a number of Oklahoma signees here on National Signing Day. Daniel Akinkunmi joining us across the pond, actually. Welcome in, Daniel. Excited, I'm sure, for what is going to be a massive change to your life. Let's start here. Why Oklahoma?
Why Oklahoma? The big question I get asked all the time. It will probably be Coach Venable. Starts off as the head coach. He's changed the program massively, the defense. They had a better season this year and just showed that he can turn over a program. And I can't wait to see what we'll do in the SEC. You have Coach Beatembo, who's an amazing offensive line coach, produced multiple talent, who told me he will be there until the day he dies. And there's no argument I can argue against him because he's been there for over 13 years now, 12 years now. So I need a stabilization in his role as a coach there. And he's developed a lot of great talent. And then also the environment, like the fans are amazing. They just really love football over there. And I feel like when you want to win championships and you're not all the guys look to go to the NFL and everything, you win more.
Daniel, you mentioned Bill Beatenbow. What's been your relationship like with him, and how much are you looking forward to being coached by him?
Yeah, my relationship with Coach Beatenbow has been very close. Like, we call each other each day, especially us being across the pond. Like, they can come and visit me because of how far the journey is. But we talk all the time. He makes sure me and my mum are all right. We love football. Like, me and him can spend hours on the phone just talking football, talking about plays, talking about how they run things. And I feel like that's something we both like in each other. We love football and we're absolutely obsessed with it.
What was that first trip over here like when you came to Oklahoma and you made the official visit? You went to Norman. What was your biggest takeaway from everything that came with coming to America for the first time?
Coming on my visit was amazing. Like, it was amazing experience overall. Had a lot of new things to try and to see. Like, it was my first college game, first time trying Wagyu steak, first time going to a lot of places. So it was incredible. Like, I really enjoyed that visit, and I feel like that visit will stick with me for the rest of my life. And I feel like that's what made it even more special.
Daniel, take us through what these next few months look like for you traveling over here, getting to OU, and kind of what are your expectations as you come in as a young guy, as a freshman? I mean, what do you hope to accomplish in this next year?
Yeah, so I've just been preparing for college for ever since I started this process. This has always been the goal, just the next step to the bigger goal. So I've just really been preparing my mind, preparing my body, trying to get my football IQ up, trying to get my eyes right. Because me coming from the UK, I don't get to play as much games as a US kid. So I know game speed is something I really need to work on. Trying to be able to read a game faster. Something very big I need to work on when I first get there. My goals is coming in is to be a leader, to come in and dominate. Like, I'm not there to just sit around the bench. I don't like doing that. Like, I'm going to do everything I can in my power to make sure I'm on that field, helping out the team, helping out to lead the team. Because a lot of people are leaving across every single college football program. A lot of teams are leaving. All the COVID year grants are all gone. So there's going to be a lot of spacious college programs with not a lot of leaders.
If you had one message for Oklahoma fans that'll be watching this, what can they expect from you when you get to campus? And what do you have a kind of a parting message before you arrive in Norman for them?
Party message is get ready because I'm coming. The guy from the UK is coming across the pond to destroy and dominate and compete. And then I'll just say, I can't wait. I can't wait to have fun, enjoy the moments with the fans, enjoy the moments with the players, enjoy the moments with the coaches. But ultimately, we need to win a natty. I feel like that's one of the biggest things I want to do is win a natty.
Now welcoming in Nigel Smith, a obviously big-time defensive tackle out of Melissa, Texas. It was a big, massive win. I remember Josh McQuisha was down there. Our coworker was down there the night that you committed to Oklahoma. Let's start here, Nigel. Why Oklahoma?
Felt like home. Coach Chavis and Bates, Venables, they were guys that I felt like were going to develop me on and off the field, just as a young man and as a football player. I love the campus. I love the people around it, the players. Built a great relationship with the recruits already, and I just feel like everything about it fit myself and what I was looking for.
Nigel, you mentioned the coaching staff a little bit. How has maybe your relationship grown with Coach Chavis, Venables, Todd Bates, and what made you guys maybe connect early on in your recruitment?
I think it helps that Coach Chavis and Bates are younger coaches. They're able to connect better. Coach Chavis is, not even a decade out of the league, so he's able to connect with a lot of that stuff and like the new school just way of playing football. And I just think that it's not like straight business when I'm down there. Like, it feels like a real big family atmosphere. So I was able to just connect with them off the field, and we're not only talking about football, and we're able to go watch a basketball game. Like, it's all types of stuff that we're able to just talk about.
Let's talk a little bit about the football, though. There's so much excitement. There's so much anticipation to get this defensive line group into Norman specifically. How much fun is it being kind of part of that unit and knowing that there are going to be massive expectations, but going into the SEC, I think that everybody is excited about this defensive line group that you guys are coming in together with.
I mean, it's awesome that we've got such a great defensive line class, which may be improving coming signing day, hopefully, and then even in that next one. But I don't really look at it as anything but just great time to go out and get better with people that are around as good as you are and go out and compete. We're going to be able to rotate, and nobody will be nervous about, can this guy hold up? Can this guy hold up in the game? And so I'm just excited that we have these big of recruits and good of players to go in and be able to take over the SEC.
Nigel, let's talk about yourself for a second. You're going to be on campus soon. You're going to be working out, going through practices, things like that. What are the expectations for yourself? What do you hope to accomplish in your freshman year?
My expectations for myself are to go in and just kind of prove what I can do. I'm going to go in, put my head down, just grind everything out. And there's the expectations for as far as what I want to do playing wise will come when I get there. I mean, you got to see how quick you adjust. You got to see just you never really know how college is going to be till you get there. So those expectations will come, and being honest with myself on, some people say my expectation is to start and they end up a third string, fourth string, which I don't think I'll end up a fourth string or anything like that. But you got to be honest with yourself and wait till you get there to kind of see how everything will turn out, how quick you adjust, how good you actually play against these top-tier athletes.
Now that you're kind of on the backside of this entire recruiting process, signed, sealed, delivered, what's it been like kind of cultivating a relationship with the rest of the 2024 guys, whether it be in the chat group or the DMs or wherever? It just seems like it's such a unique collection of guys, and how you guys are able to communicate nowadays. It seems like you guys have known each other for a long time before you even get to campus.
Yeah, a lot of that comes from just the visits and us just building relationships through there and like all that stuff. But we're in our group chat all the time.
Yeah.
Like hop on a FaceTime. Like I was playing me, Vaughn, David, and Kel. We're all playing Fortnite the other day. Like it's just all just doing stuff. Beyond the game, we'll be texting in the group chat all the time. It's just stuff like that. I'm about to go see Danny. He's playing in Frisco for the Army All-American Bowl. So like just knowing where guys are and just keeping in contact, really.
What is kind of your message for Oklahoma fans? If this is the last thing that they hear from you before you get to campus, what do you want them to know about Nigel Smith?
My message is I'm going in to grind and be one of the best defensive linemen Oklahoma's ever seen. So I'm going to be a leader of the team coming in and just try and build my role up, and you'll just have to wait and see.
Zion Kearney, a wide receiver out of Missouri City, Texas, Hightower High School. I think probably the last times that we saw you were dapping up your new position coach, Emmet Jones, in the back of an end zone. Zion, just let's start here. Why Oklahoma?
It's the place to be. It's why not Oklahoma, really. It's the place to be. The development of the players, the staff, and the fans, everything. It just all goes in. How we made my decision.
Zion, Eddie just mentioned it, Emmet Jones. Obviously, you guys are really close. What's your relationship been like with Emmet? And kind of take us through that first time you guys connected.
First time I seen Coach Jones, he was actually in a training camp at Texas Tech. That was my first time seeing him. And, I was talking to him and things like that, but I really didn't want to go to Texas Tech until he left the OU and he had hit me up, and I was like, you know what? Like, what he was saying to me, it really sounded good, and I had to go down there and take a visit, and I just loved it. So, Coach Jones has always, been in my ear. He seemed like a very good person. He's a very good person, and he's really worried like a more development and where I want to go for my goals too, just not based off of what he want to do or what anybody else has going on. He's really focused.
From day one, that's something that we've heard talk about Emmet Jones. We've seen it on the field this year in his first year in Norman, just as far as the development. What are you going to have to do to get onto the field early as a freshman in a season from now?
Take care of my business, academics, and if I can balance academics, that's what he told me. Coach Jones told me balance academics and the field. If I could do that and I can do my thing in both, then hey.
Zion, what are your expectations coming in this year? You know, what do you want to excel at? What do you want to get better at this next year as you do get onto campus here pretty soon?
Everything. I want to just become a better player whole, especially if I want to get on the field my freshman year. I have to. So, you know, it's really just working hard, a hard work ethic, and just keeping the main thing. And I know I can have a chance to be on the field my freshman year.
I think this is the end of a process. Obviously, you've been committed for quite some time, and to get this, the signing and everything out of the way now. What has been probably your favorite part about this entire experience? Getting to know some of the guys as well in the 2024 class.
I don't know. The experience was really crazy.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it a lot, but I mean, as it's getting down to the end, I'm really just thinking more of like what I'm going to do when I get there, especially since I'm going early. So it's really just like being locked into the next level, because the fun part is over now. Now it's time to get locked in to take control, because we're trying to win the championship. So,
how much are you looking forward to working with a guy like Jackson Arnold, as well as Michael Hawkins? I'm sure you're familiar with him as well. How much are you looking forward to working with those guys and Seth Littrell, the new offensive coordinator?
I'm very excited to wait to see what these guys can do, because you know it's a lot of talent in Oklahoma. So the quarterback room looks real nice. So I'm really just ready to get working with them, get in the lab.
Final one from us, Zion. Just in terms of an overall message. Now that this thing's over, this would be kind of your opportunity to talk to Oklahoma fans before you arrive on campus. What would be your message to Sooner fans?
My message to Sooner fans is I'm going to try my hardest to get y'all a championship. And the rest of the team, the rest of the 24 class is too. And everybody up there. We're going to do our hardest, we're going to try our hardest, and we're going to put a show on for y'all, for sure.
Hey, everybody, just real quick, hope you're enjoying our interviews with all of the Oklahoma 2024 signees, caught up with a number of them. Real quick, big signing day special here at Soonerscoop.com. It is $54.99 for 1 year. This is a great time. I know that December with the Alamo Bowl coming up, we'll be headed down. We're actually going to probably miss Christmas, but we're going to be headed down to start our bowl coverage from San Antonio next week. So signing day special, $54.99 for 1 year for Soonerscoop.com, and it's, as we said, a really good time.
Yeah, it goes through Thursday, December 21st, which is when you want to get in on it. You can read all of our signing day coverage stuff on this Wednesday, as well as the next day on the 21st. The transfer portal's really heating up. Oklahoma has been obviously really busy in it. They're going to continue to be busy in it. And like Eddie said, now's the time to get in because the bowl game's coming up. We're going to be out there. We're going to have some exclusive content down in San Antonio. So now's the perfect time to sign up.
Not to mention all of the stuff that's happening with a top 10 OU basketball program. Porter Moser and the gang undefeated right now as they head into the big one in Charlotte on Wednesday night. $54.99 for 1 year, Soonerscoop.com. And, you know, you don't have to feed me, but we don't want George to be ugly and starve and all that other kind of stuff. Back to the interviews. Eli Bowen now joining us, and I'm sure Oklahoma fans are obviously familiar with the last name. Peyton already in Oklahoma. You guys have played in the same defensive backfield in high school. About to do the same here once you get to Norman. Congratulations on signing. Let's start here. Why Oklahoma?
It just really felt like home to me. Like every time I visited, like the coaches were so like welcoming and everything, and it was just a nice environment, and it just felt like home to me. Yeah.
Eli, Eddie just mentioned it off the top. Obviously, your brother Peyton. How big of a part was he in your recruitment process? I mean, was he somebody that was trying to get you to Oklahoma? Take us through that dynamic and how much you look forward to playing next to him.
We always like imagine playing in college, but he wasn't like pushing me to like Oklahoma's the only decision you have type thing. It was like, we can play in college, but he wanted me to do his best for me, and it was just love, and I just felt like OU was the best place for me.
How much of a relationship and role did Coach Vlai, Coach Hall play in terms of the connection that you guys had and kind of putting that together and then being able to build that and eventually being able to sign with them and then play for them? And how much do you look forward to continuing to develop those relationships?
I mean, even now, like even if I didn't go to OU, I feel like those are relationships I'd have for a lifetime. Like we're just so close already. Like it's just insane how how fast we clicked with each other.
Eli, what are your expectations for yourself going into this year? I'm sure you'll be on campus here soon, and what do you want to improve on personally as you do start your career at Oklahoma?
I mean, I feel like everything on the football field will take care of itself, but like I just want to improve like everything I can do off the field, like just helping people out and like being more open and what's the word? Sympathetic to like others as well.
For sure. What just in terms of maybe if somebody isn't familiar with your game, you've played at one of the best programs in the country, certainly in the state of Texas and Denton Guyer. What what do you kind of pride yourself on in terms of being a cornerback and locking people down? What can people expect once you get to Norman?
You'll expect a dog. I mean, I hate losing. I'm gonna be the most competitive out there, always striving to be better than everyone else. And I mean, I just love proving people wrong. So everyone who doubted or didn't want me, have fun watching.
Eli, take us through this 2024 class. We've gotten to catch up with a lot of the guys today. A lot of guys saying, "Hey, this is the best class in the country." What are the expectations for this 2024 class? How good can you guys be?
I mean, we already been talking about it in the group chat and stuff. It's like we're coming in, we're trying to raise the level. Like we're going to SEC, we're trying to not match, but like beat the expectation everyone has set on us and like what we have set on ourselves. So we're ready to get rolling.
I think that the fan base certainly has a level of excitement for the SEC and everything that is to come. What is it like inside that that message, that chat group with this recruiting class and the anticipation that comes with the move that is going to come? I mean, you guys you'll never know what it was like in the Big 12. You guys are kind of like that foundational piece, that foundational set that takes everybody into the SEC.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just like everyone at OU already there are like everyone's prepared for it. So like we're just making sure that well, we're not making sure, but like we're just adding to that. Like everyone there is ready to go. Like they already have their sights set on the SEC. We're just another building block to that.
So. For sure. Final one from us. Just in terms of a overall message to Oklahoma fans, if you wanted to speak to them, what would that message be?
It's gonna be a show. I'm just glad that y'all along for the ride, and I hope you enjoy what we bring for y'all for enjoyment. So
now joining us, KJ Daniels, all the way out of Louisiana, and congratulations first off on getting this out of the way. I'm sure that this has been a long time coming for you, but let's start here. Why Oklahoma?
I just like the way Coach Venables carried the team, and then Coach Emmet had a big impact on it too. And I like how he used Drake, and they always compare me to Hollywood, so I want to be like Hollywood in that offense, and I think it's just who wouldn't want to play for Oklahoma.
KJ, you mentioned Emmet Jones. Take us through your relationship with him. What do you remember about first meeting him, and then how that relationship has maybe grown since then?
I first met him when he was with the Texas Tech staff, and he always was on me back to back, and I was pushing towards them when he was there. So, and then he moved, and the day he moved, he texted me, and he was like he was gonna get me there, and he was he told me straight up that he wanted to coach me. So I was like, it made a big impact on me. And yeah.
One of the things that we always hear about when talking to maybe players that are coming in to play for Coach Jones or guys that were here in the first year underneath him and learning from him is development. That's always been something that is talked about. Just in terms of your development and your particular development, what are you most excited about developing under Coach Jones?
Really just being a better route runner. Even though I feel like I'm great now, but I know he can get me way better, I can go to the league. So he can develop good receivers. I really trust him, man. Yeah.
KJ, there's obviously a lot of talented guys coming in with this class, some guys already on campus. How excited are you to get to work with guys like a Jackson Arnold, who's going to be taking over at quarterback, and also some of the guys that are coming in your class?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready. I've never been around, a lot of people like me, so having, a good quarterback like Jackson Arnold is going to be great. I'm ready for it.
What do you think it's going to be like just being in that wide receiver room that, there's so many guys coming back next year that have already produced or contributed this past season. There's a number of you guys coming in and to make one of the better wide receiver groups in the country just in terms of a recruiting class. What's it going to be like kind of finding your way here as a freshman? And, how much do you anticipate being able to contribute as a freshman?
Oh, I'm coming to compete every day. Every day I'm coming to compete. No matter what, how I feel, no matter what, I'm coming hard every day. And I'm going to make a name for myself quick.
KJ, you talked about it. We got to talk to quite a few guys in this 2024 class. What are the expectations for this class? How well have you gotten to know some of these guys, and how far can this class go?
Oh, yeah, they feel like we can win the SEC championship. Everybody, all of them really just ready for the SEC, really. They all ready for it. And, yeah, all of them want to win.
You're down there in Louisiana. You're a bit closer to SEC country than maybe Oklahoma fans are. Just in terms of final message to Oklahoma fans, before you arrived to Norman, what can they expect from KJ Daniels when he gets to campus?
Oh, well, I was perfect. No, I wouldn't say perfect, but a good student athlete for sure. Very great student athlete, and I'm always respectful. And yeah, just a good kid, just who want to play football and just continue playing to the next level.
Not going to have to be traveling too far to Norman. We now go to Mykel Patterson-McDonald out of Westmore High School, just up the road in Moore, Oklahoma. Congratulations on signing. It's now become official. Just in terms of why Oklahoma? Why was that the right spot for you, Mykel?
I felt it was the best opportunity for me, and going to play with the best and against some of the best in the SEC. So that's why I chose Oklahoma.
Mykel, being from down the road, how easy was it to maybe build up a relationship with this coaching staff? I mean, who have you maybe talked to the most, and how much are you looking forward to working with them?
It was easy to build a relationship, and it was a key part for me. That's the most important part about recruiting is the relationship part. And I talked to Coach Bates, Coach Hall, Coach JP a lot, Coach V a little bit. It was good.
In terms of, just being able to become a contributor once you step onto campus, what are some things that you're going to have to do here over the next couple of months to prepare yourself to get ready for what will be an exciting freshman season?
Bigger, faster, stronger, starting to get into the playbook, starting to know everything, starting to meet new people and, get along with all the coaches, get to know the other coaches outside of the coaches that I already talked to.
Mykel, what do you think of this 2024 class? I know that you're familiar with a lot of these guys, some local guys, obviously. David Stone, somebody that you're really close with, I know. What do you think of this 2024 class, and what can OU fans expect from it?
It's the best 24 class, in my opinion. In all honesty, it's the best class, and they can expect a lot from us. They'll see.
What is, if this was going to be your opportunity to speak to the Oklahoma fan base, the Sooner fans out there, what would kind of be your message to them as you begin this exciting process of becoming a freshman football player for the University of Oklahoma?
Y'all can expect everything from me, every ounce out of me. I'm giving all I got.
Kind of the man, the myth, Davon Mitchell now joining us, tight end, Los Alamitos High School, obviously from Allen. congratulations on signing. I know this has been kind of a long time coming for you, especially with the reclassification and all that kind of stuff. But let's start here. Why Oklahoma?
Honestly, Oklahoma has a great coaching staff, just great coaches all over, and I love the relationship that like coaches got with their players, and I love the atmosphere of Oklahoma, and I feel like I can fit into the offense, so that's really why I chose them.
Davon, you mentioned the coaching staff. Obviously, Joe John Finley's been somebody that's been recruiting you. What's been your relationship like with him, and what do you think about him becoming a co-offensive coordinator?
I'm happy for him. Glad he was able to get the job. He's a great coach. We have a great relationship. We talk on the daily. So yeah, he's a good guy.
What in terms of, I think back to when you came through Norman, I think it was during a summer camp, you were mixing it up with a bunch of the guys that were already on the team currently, and then, guys that are going to be your teammates here moving forward. Just in terms of Jackson Arnold and there's certainly a lot of hype that is already around him, even though he hasn't even started a game. That'll be coming up on December 28th in the Alamo Bowl. Just what's your relationship with him, as well as some of the players and some of the guys that you're going to be teammates with here moving forward?
Like I said, I feel like all the times I came to Norman, got a chance to hang out with some of the players and stuff. So build a good relationship down with them for whenever I get up there. And Jackson, I kind of knew Jackson a little bit because we played against him when he was at Allen. So he's a good player. So yeah.
Davon, what are your expectations for yourself coming in here? I know you're enrolling early. You're going to get to be on campus. I think you even said that you might get to practice here a little bit ahead of the bowl game with the team. What's your expectation? What do you hope to achieve these next few months as you head into your freshman year?
Honestly, I just want to, go in there, learn as much as I can learn, hopefully get the opportunity, to play as a freshman, so that's really my expectations right now. So, learn as much as I can from, Coach Finley and whoever the guys is that he got there right now. So.
Do you see this as an opportunity to you just look at the tight end position here moving forward? They're graduating a bunch of guys. There's going to be some guys that are in the transfer portal, obviously. But do you see an opportunity to get onto the field early as a freshman?
Yeah, I most definitely do. Like I said, still some guys that are still in that room, but I'm gonna go in there and compete for the spot. So that's just gonna determine what happens.
No doubt about it.
Davon, tell us a little bit about this 2024 class. Obviously, a lot of highly talented guys like yourself. You're obviously familiar with quite a few guys in the class. What can OU fans maybe expect from this 2024 class?
Honestly, you can really expect a lot of dogs. I tell you that for sure. We got a lot of good guys. Defensive, offensive. So, and especially on the defensive end. So, it's gonna be fantastic. That's all I'm gonna say.
Just final, I think, question from us. Just in terms of message to Oklahoma fans before you arrive on campus, what's maybe one thing that Oklahoma fans should know about Davon Mitchell that maybe they don't already?
Say what they don't know already?
Yeah.
I can't really say much.
They probably know quite a bit about you because you're such a big recruit for their recruiting class. Just in terms of overall message, maybe to Oklahoma fans, just what they can prepare for.
Just prepare for me to come in and handle business.
Now joining us, Danny Okoye. I don't think that he needs any introduction. It seems like you were just with us here in the Soonerscoop.com studios talking about your commitment not too long ago. But let's just start here, Danny. Why Oklahoma?
Man, I just really love the program. Everything about it. It's been great. Building relationships with the coaching staff, with Venables, all the other commits, and maybe not even commits yet, but all the other recruits and stuff. I've never had anything bad to say about the program. I mean, maybe the old program, but ever since Venables took over, it's been
change of story. And it's been great ever since I started building that relationship up again.
Danny, you mentioned Brent Venables. Take us through what's your relationship been like with him, as well as Mykel Chavis and Todd Bates, two guys I know that have also been a part of your recruitment process. How has that relationship maybe grown over the last few months?
Oh, it's grown a lot, actually. I wasn't actually too big on Oklahoma at the start. And that was really just because of the way Lincoln Riley had influenced me and what I saw going on there. And then, when Venables took over, I just saw an entirely different vibe coming from Norman. And even their recruitment changed. Like, it was less about what we can do for you, and it was more like what we want to do with you. And, just the growth in my potential and, how I could develop myself, not just as an athlete, but as a person. It had a big impact on how I saw Oklahoma football and even Oklahoma as a college, not just as a football program.
I'm sure it's
so.
Fun. Go ahead.
What'd you say?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So when you're asking about Venables, it's just like he's really like a role model for me, to be honest. And then I love the guy. He's a great person. Definitely the type of person I'd like to be coached under. Coach Chavis is more like a mentor. He's not really he doesn't really put himself on a pedestal. Like a head coach would. He's more like down in the dirt with his guys and living life with his people. And I can really appreciate that in a position coach. So it's really just been great. Coming from the top, coming down. Coach Chave, Coach Bates. Not even on my position, like, Coach Beatenbaugh. He was one of the people who's recruiting me too. And he coaches the offensive lineman that I'm going to be going against. And, he was showing love. Everybody shows crazy love whenever I go down there. And it's just been a great experience.
When you talk about or when you hear about the expectations that are going to be, much talked about with this defensive line class that's coming in, it's going to be one of the better classes that has come together. And, I think 20 years is something that Josh McQuistion has said before. I'm sure he's told you that. How much there is, I'm sure that it's fun, but the expectations are going to be so high. How do you kind of balance that when you guys are coming in together?
I mean, I'm not the type of guy who's scared of high expectations.
Sure.
Wherever you go, you're going to be expected to perform. So, even if I went to Texas or Tennessee, it might not be the same level of standards, but they'd still expect me to be on the top of my game. So, I'm ready. I've been working as hard as I can ever since the season ended, just to prepare myself as much as possible for the upcoming change in scenery, I guess. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm full of anticipation.
Danny, you kind of just got into it, but what is the expectation for yourself in year one, being a freshman? I know you're going to be on campus here soon. Where do you want to improve the most, and what are your expectations for yourself as a freshman at Oklahoma?
I'm hoping to secure my spot as a starter. That's my first goal. If I can do that, I'll be really happy. I definitely want to get bigger, which is what everybody says, but definitely me, because I lost a lot of weight this season, especially with injuries and stuff happening that I couldn't control. So coming back from those, getting back to 100% in all the different areas, getting more technical in my craft, and, just learning the defense, because, Oklahoma's defense is pretty different than what we have here at Noah Homeschool Football. So learning all those different keys and duties and responsibilities is going to be pretty hard, but I feel like I'm up for it. So that's probably going to be the first thing I'm focused on working on.
Is there a certain level of responsibility, or maybe do you look at yourself as like a trailblazer of sorts, being that you are a homeschool guy, and how unusual or how different it is for somebody to be as highly recruited as you were, to go through this process, and you're kind of going out there and you're representing a lot of guys that probably, certainly won't have that particular opportunity to go play at a place like the University of Oklahoma.
It's a great experience. Like, not even thinking about it as making history. It's just like, I'm getting to inspire people and motivate people. Because when I was younger, I was looking up to these athletes, and I was like, man,
I want to be like that when I get older. And, even being in this Army Bowl, we were doing these autograph signings and stuff, and I have little kids coming up to me and they're like, Danny, you're my favorite high school football player. I'm like, wow, I never thought I'd be that person. So being able to, give back to people who might not be in the best situation or have all the, 6A funding or all the support and all that, and being able to motivate them and inspire them and show them that it is possible. It's a really big blessing, and I'd say I'm thankful for it every day.
Danny, how about being a kid from Oklahoma? How much pride do you take in that? I know that's been an emphasis here for Brent Venables and his staff, recruiting kids from in the state. There's a handful of you guys in this 2024 class, another handful in the 2025 class. How much pride do you take in that, being from Oklahoma and playing for the University of Oklahoma?
A lot. The other day I was talking to somebody in my comment section, and he was from Texas. He's like, Oklahoma's a flyover state. They ain't got no talent. And I'm like, what you talking about? Like, so being able to show, like, Oklahoma is a place full of good football players, and not even like me, but we have a lot of talent, like running backs, wide receivers, D-line, O-line, all of that. And I think we're kind of overlooked. And being able to put Oklahoma on the map a little bit, being nationally ranked and all this other stuff, it's definitely a good opportunity for me. And, I'm thankful for it, man. So I'm just trying to take in the moment. And, once I get to college and I'm just another guy, it's gonna be different. So I'm trying to enjoy it while it lasts.
Final question from us, just in terms of a final message for Oklahoma fans. What can they kind of expect for Danny Okoye when he gets to Norman?
You're gonna have to wait and see.
Love it. I love it, man. Hey, we appreciate it. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't honestly know myself yet, because we're still talking about that, because I like to call myself versatile, and I can do different things on the defense, whether you need me to rush or drop back. So we're gonna figure that out once I get on campus. But once we get all that figured out, you're gonna definitely like what you see.
Hey, everybody, just real quick, hope you're enjoying our interviews with all of the Oklahoma 2024 signees, caught up with a number of them. Real quick, big signing day special here at Soonerscoop.com. It is $54.99 for 1 year. This is a great time. I know that December with the Alamo Bowl coming up, we'll be headed down. We're actually going to probably miss Christmas, but we're going to be headed down to start our bowl coverage from San Antonio next week. So signing day special, $54.99 for 1 year for Soonerscoop.com, and it's, as we said, a really good time.
Yeah, it goes through Thursday, December 21st, which is when you want to get in on it. You can read all of our signing day coverage stuff on this Wednesday, as well as the next day on the 21st. The transfer portal's really heating up. Oklahoma has been obviously really busy in it. They're going to continue to be busy in it. And like Eddie said, now's the time to get in because the bowl game's coming up. We're going to be out there. We're going to have some exclusive content down in San Antonio. So now's the perfect time to sign up.
Not to mention all of the stuff that's happening with a top 10 OU basketball program. Porter Moser and the gang undefeated right now as they head into the big one in Charlotte on Wednesday night. $54.99 for 1 year, Soonerscoop.com. And, you don't have to feed me, but we don't want George to be ugly and starve and all that other kind of stuff. Back to the interviews. Josh Aisosa, not too far from Norman, now joining us. Edmond Santa Fe, congratulations on signing. Let's start here. Offensive lineman, obviously, 6'3.5", 305. You guys had a really good year under Coach Kyle Wyatt. Why Oklahoma? Why did that make the most sense for you and Coach Beatenbow?
First thing, it's close to home. My family's gonna be able to make it to a lot of games. And second, Coach B is a proven guy. He puts talent in the league. He develops guys. So I think I can be the next guy up.
You mentioned Coach Bill Beatenbow. Josh, take us through what's your relationship been like with him? How's it maybe grown over the last few months, and how much are you looking forward to working with him?
We talk every day, so we have a pretty good relationship. We know what we expect from each other. We respect each other, stuff like that. And what I expect in the future. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Uh, I expect to play a little bit. I think the system that OU runs, I can definitely get some minutes, and you know I'm I plan to have success. So when I get up there, I want to get some minutes and do my thing.
What's Coach Beatenbow, the recruiter, like? Just in terms of the guy that you talk to every day that maybe we don't see, on Saturdays or out at practice. It seems like he's just such an interesting guy that all the players that play the offensive line position, they love the guy. What's kind of the guy that you are able to see behind the scenes that maybe we don't see?
He has a lot more was like energy and happiness. I know y'all see every time he takes a picture, he doesn't really look very happy,
Yeah.
but behind the scenes, he's a lot happier, and he's a great guy to talk to, and he's definitely a different person than the guys you see.
Josh, what do you just think of this 2024 class overall? Obviously, one of the top classes in the country in just about every ranking. What do you think of this class, and what are the expectations for this group?
Obviously the expectation is excellence. We want to be great. We all want to be great, and this class has the potential to be one of the best, if not the best, OU class in a minute. We have the guys that we need, and we can be really successful with this class.
There's so many guys here over in this 2024 class as well as 2025 and moving forward. There's so many guys that are staying in state to play for Coach Venables. I know that's something that he has talked about time and time again since taking over, of keeping the best inside the state. How important was that to you to be able to kind of continue this run and almost start the run here in 2024 of guys staying home and playing for Oklahoma?
It was very important to me. Seeing the best guys leave out of state is kind of weird to me. Like, why wouldn't you want to play for the home team? You know what I'm saying? And playing close to home, your family can come and watch and see you do great things.
Josh, where do you personally, getting on campus here soon and going into your freshman, where do you personally just want to improve the most?
Definitely weight room and probably technique. If I get those two things down, great things can happen.
I'm sure that Coach Schmidt will I'm sure that he's excited to hear that you'll be excited to work with him. Have you heard some of the quote unquote horror stories coming with Coach Schmidt here in the winter workouts and then obviously the summer stuff?
I heard they're hard, but I haven't heard any crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to expect yet. I'm guessing it's gonna be pretty bad the first couple weeks, but we'll see.
For sure. Just lastly, a message for Oklahoma fans. If you had one thing to say to them before you arrive on campus, what would that be?
Expect great things out of me. I'm not one to play around and not take things serious. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be serious. I actually want to do great things at Oklahoma, and you expect that out of me.
We now go to a linebacker side of things. James Nesta, two-sport star. I want to talk plenty of baseball because I cover baseball, James, for Sooner Scoop, and we'll get into that. But congratulations on signing with Oklahoma. A linebacker, 6'5", 205 edge. Coach Roof and Coach Chavis both did a little bit of recruiting on you there to get you to end up signing and coming to Oklahoma. But let's start here. Why Oklahoma?
A gigantic thing, being two-sport guy. So Coach Skip and Coach Venables, obviously they preach to me like they're going to be able to do two sports, and like I trusted them the most throughout the entire process, like knowing I'm going to be able to. I'm sorry. I'm going to interview with Oklahoma people. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. She can come on. Is that Mom? She can come on.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, just reprimand my son a little for me.
We can do that.
We're putting this in there.
It's fine on the court.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
No, you're all good.
Yeah. Where was I?
Why Oklahoma?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Why? All right. Let me restart.
No, you're good.
Yeah. So why Oklahoma? Throughout the recruiting process, like again, everyone preached that I could do two sports. It was like a gigantic thing for me. And a lot of people say they can do two sports, but they really don't know how to do it. Obviously, Kyler Murray did two sports there, and that was a huge part of when I had the baseball meeting with Coach Skip, and like they're explaining to me how they're going to do it and like all this. Like they already knew what they were like getting into, and they already knew how the schedule works, and they knew. And I built a trust and relationship off of them, off that with them, like knowing that I'm gonna do it there. Like some people would not say bluff, but kind of like say I can do it just to get me there for football. But I know that they're getting me there, and I'm gonna play both. Like I just saw Coach Venables this Wednesday, and we were already talking about how the schedule is going to look. Like I'm going to immediately start baseball as soon as I get there. So just the trust, the relationship, and knowing that like they know how to do it and how it works.
James, you mentioned Brent just now. What's been your relationship like with Brent, especially as a guy that plays linebacker? Obviously, he's known as one of the better linebacker coaches in the country. How has that relationship maybe grown the last few months?
Yeah, I mean, it's grown tremendously. Obviously, he's the best in the business. I want to play in the NFL, and I don't think there's a better person to learn and be coached from than him to succeed on the field, on and off.
When you see the news that somebody like a Danny Stutzman's coming back to Norman, what's your excitement level just in kind of being able to kind of learn underneath somebody like that, grow within a defense that has a bunch of guys returning in 2024 as well as making that move into the SEC?
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I actually got to meet Danny my last time I was in Norman, the whole linebacker group, and I really had a great time with them. So I was with Jake, Phil Facciati, and Danny, and they're a great group of guys, and I'm just really excited to learn. And because Coach V said always like that's the linebacker group is really the core of the team and the in and out. First guys to show up, so I'm really excited to learn from that and just learn from the best.
You mentioned it earlier. You're going to be on campus here soon. Baseball will be going. Spring workouts with football, spring practice. What's just your expectation these next few months, and kind of what do you want to achieve in your first year here at Oklahoma?
Yeah, I definitely want to get in the rhythm of things, taking it slow. Been talking with baseball and football too, like just slowly easing and doing the two sports so it's not overwhelming all at once, just slowly getting in the process of getting in rhythm and everything. And then I'll look up and I'll be right in, and it'll be almost time to step on the field in November. So I would say I definitely want to get my weight up for sure. It's like a huge thing. Just I would expect, I don't know, I'll play certain situations, hopefully. Obviously, I'm not walking in expecting that I'm going to start, but I'm definitely going to do everything I can to get on the field from that standpoint.
Skip Johnson's, I think, maybe one of my favorite people in the entire world. Just what was one of your maybe the best moment that you've had with Coach Johnson during the recruitment process? Did he take you out like fishing or hunting or anything while you were in Norman?
No, I actually we had a meeting with them. He's just you can just tell he's a great guy. He's a straight up guy to your face. He's a genius too. I could just tell, like we were just watching some video on me, and he's just sitting there correcting everything. I've been going to these guys for years now. He's just telling me off the eye telling me what I need to correct. And that's just when I was like, wow, this guy really knows what he's talking about. And also he's a pitching dude, and he's the head coach too. So that was a big part of that as well.
Very good. Final one, just in terms of a message overall for Oklahoma fans and everything that you want to know, they want to know about James Nesta before you arrive to campus. What would kind of be your message to Oklahoma fans?
I'm going to give it all I got every single day. And I'm excited. I'm really excited to be a Sooner. And yeah.
He is one of two quarterback commitments in the 2024 class for Oklahoma from Alliance, Ohio, Brendan Zurbrugg. Brendan, congratulations on signing. It's officially out of the way. You're part of the Oklahoma class. You've been part of the Oklahoma class. Let's start here. Why Oklahoma?
Yeah, when I took my visit back in July, I just felt like a great fit. I love the coaches that recruited me, and as soon as I got on my visit and I got there, um, sorry, I knew that that was the place I wanted to be.
Brendan, you mentioned the coaches. Obviously, I'm sure Jeff Lebby was one of them. He's off to Mississippi State. What's your relationship like with the rest of the coaching staff, especially Seth Littrell, as he kind of takes over that quarterback room, also as the play caller?
Yeah, Coach Levy recruited me at first. So, that's the kind of guy I started building my relationship with. Um, as he left, Coach Littrell came in. And then as soon as he got hired, he came and visited me, talked to me. He gave me a phone call, just assured me that he still wanted me, which kind of meant a lot to me. So as soon as he got hired, I started building a relationship with him as well as Coach Finley.
What has it been like just kind of building a relationship with the rest of the 2024 class? I think that, oftentimes we look at, and maybe this is probably not just particularly with Oklahoma, but across the country, the quarterback or quarterbacks is usually kind of the leader of that group. What has it been like kind of getting to know everybody here as you kind of dive into this?
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. A lot of new guys from a lot of different areas. It's nice getting to know them. They're all good guys, and I'm excited to get to work with them.
Brendan, there's obviously a lot of weapons that are going to be at your disposal at Oklahoma. Any guys that you're really looking forward to maybe working with? Maybe they're already at Oklahoma, or guys that you've gotten to know maybe through the recruiting process that are going to be at Oklahoma with you?
Yeah, on my official visit, I spent a lot of. Sorry about that. I spent a lot of time with the quarterback room there. So guys like General Davis, Jackson. Honestly, I'm just really excited to start working with the quarterback room.
What is just in terms of your relationship with somebody like a Jackson Arnold, who's going to obviously be stepping into the number one quarterback spot in Norman? What was just kind of your overall thoughts on getting to meet him and then building that relationship with him here moving forward?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I spent some time with him there. He's definitely a good guy. And with the quarterbacks, it's like a friendly competition. They hang out together, do things together, which is pretty cool.
Brendan, obviously you're going to be on campus soon here. What are just your expectations for your freshman year? What do you hope to accomplish, and where do you maybe want to improve the most?
Yeah, I just want to start learning, start getting bigger, just doing the things to kind of progress me towards eventually being able to play.
No doubt about it. And just, final thought from us, or a question from us, just in terms of overall message to Oklahoma fans that maybe don't know about you, Brendan Zurbrugg. What can you tell them about kind of your style of play and what you expect here over the next couple years in Norman?
Yeah, I can tell them that I'm definitely a top-notch competitor. Can run the ball, pass the ball, fit into the offense pretty well. So should be excited to get started.
Mykel Bokanowski now joining us, and we were just up in the Sunflower State. It feels like catching up with you not too long ago. That was about more than a month ago, I guess, or maybe more than that. But congratulations on signing. I know that this has been a long time coming. Let's start here, though, in terms of Brent Venables and Oklahoma. Why was that the choice? Why was Oklahoma the place for you?
I just think like the constant support from the staff, the fit, and just being around like the best, like that was just all just too good to pass up on.
Mykel, you mentioned the staff. How has maybe that relationship with Brent Venables, Brandon Hall, all those guys kind of grown over the past few months?
Oh, it's been great. Those are the guys I'm about to be with every day of my life. So just like building that relationship before I even get there, that's a big thing to me.
Being a part of this class now, what has it been like kind of getting to know some of the guys that not just, certainly the local guys, but everybody that is coming together to make this 2024 class? Those group chats, I'm sure, are rather active, especially leading up to Wednesday. What has that been like, getting to know everybody in the class and, going to be your teammates now?
It's always great like seeing how like why maybe like asking a question like why Oklahoma is a fit for them, and just like getting to know them because you don't really see them that much except for maybe on visits. So yeah, just getting to know them because those will be the people I'll be playing with the next few years. So it's great for sure.
Mykel, you'll be getting here, I'm sure, soon. What are your own expectations for yourself heading into your freshman year at Oklahoma? Where do you maybe want to improve the most? And again, what do you maybe expect your first year?
So I'd say like improvement wise, I'd say just since I'm playing more of a true safety role, just like backpedaling and stuff like that. Not that it's completely foreign, but I mean it's not I wasn't strictly a safety in high school. So I say that's really the big thing, and the playbook as well, because like once I get to learn the playbook, that's the quicker I can potentially help on the field.
Lastly, from us, just in terms of overall message to Oklahoma fans, if you wanted to speak to them, rather just here quickly, what would kind of be your message to Oklahoma fans that they can expect from you once you get to Norman?
I just say somebody who's going to leave it all on the field and hopefully bring great things back to Norman in the near future.
Now joining us is Wyatt Gilmore, another one of the guys that is part of this massive 2024 defensive line recruiting class. Wyatt, let's start here. Congratulations on signing. Big honor. I'm sure that it's a long time coming. You're glad to get it out of the way. But let's start here. Why Oklahoma?
I mean, I really got to say the coaches. I just love the coaching staff and everything they bring to the table.
Wyatt, you mentioned the coaching staff. What's your relationship been like with Miguel Chavis, Brent Venables, Todd Bates? I'm sure those are the guys that have been most involved in your recruitment. What is it about those guys, and maybe how has that relationship grown over the last few months?
Yeah, I talk to them pretty much every single day, and I just love the energy of those three guys right there. And, I mean, you look at Venables and all the guys he's coached, and going to the NFL, that's definitely something that I want out of a coach.
Growing up in Minnesota, did you ever figure that you would end up going and playing college ball in Oklahoma?
I never even thought about college as a kid. I always just wanted to go to the NFL, but as I got older, I honestly wouldn't have guessed it.
What are your expectations for yourself? I'm sure you'll be on campus here soon, coming up, but what are your expectations? What do you hope to accomplish in your first year as a freshman at Oklahoma?
First year, I definitely want to get some playing time, and right now I do got a broken foot, so it's going to heal. It'll probably be done healing before spring ball, but we'll just see how that healing goes.
As far as, the expectations that are going to come with this defensive line group specifically, how do you kind of internalize that? Is there a lot of pressure coming in, knowing that you're going to be part of this group that is going to get a lot of attention, especially with the move into the SEC?
Honestly, I think it's awesome. I think it's going to be so cool to have so much depth. I'm not really looking at the pressure side of it.
Definitely. And final question from us, just in terms of message to Oklahoma fans that maybe don't know about you, that don't know what Wyatt Gilmore will be bringing to Norman. What can you tell them about yourself?
As a player, I got some sneaky athleticism. I'll just put that out right now. People look at me and I'm kind of built more like a brick, I guess, but I definitely do got a lot of athleticism.
So that is a number of Oklahoma's 2024 signees official now as Oklahoma enters, kind of into what is going to be full bowl coverage here at Soonerscoop.com. I do want to say I'm excited about this. Wednesday night, 6 p.m. live stream. Us two idiots, and Josh McQuistion, the guy that you're going to want to hear from. We're going to talk about everything in the 2024 class as this cycle somewhat comes to an end. And there's obviously going to be a number of things to talk about within this class that we've talked about right here on the Soonerscoop.com YouTube page, as well as the unofficial 40. But there's going to be some more, as maybe some of these commitments or guys that didn't sign here during the early national signing period, that lingers and then goes into February.
Yeah, and look, it's one of the larger classes Oklahoma signed in recent history. So we want to go through and break down each of these guys, who can make an impact, who's maybe a guy that can come in next year and be a starter. I know we heard a lot of those guys. That's what they hope to accomplish this year. Some other guys, I'm sure, are development type guys, but there's going to be some of those guys that end up stepping up. You think back to this last year's class, guys like Peyton Bowen, Jackson Arnold, obviously. You got a handful of guys that were able to contribute this year. Who are those guys going to be in this class? I know Oklahoma's feeling really good about it. So going to be fun to break it down with Josh McQuistion tonight at 6 p.m. on our YouTube channel.
Make sure that if you haven't subscribed already to the Soonerscoop.com YouTube page, do so. It's really easy. If you're looking at the screen right now, all you got to do, hit subscribe, and we'll be ready to roll. We'll be right back here on the Soonerscoop.com YouTube page, 6 p.m. for a live stream talking everything that is the Oklahoma 2024 class. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the interviews that we did. I know that it was a lot of fun, as we said in the open, to talk to a number of these guys and kind of get to know them. Hopefully Oklahoma fans get to know some of the guys that have signed on to be Oklahoma Sooners here moving forward. So for George Stoya, I'm Eddie Radosevich from the SoonersGroup.com studios on Campus Corner. We'll talk to you next time.